this is where the debate will happen, I believe. What is up, everybody? It's your boy Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, coming at you with another video, and this one's going to be interesting. I could see this one causing a debate, and that's good sometimes, unless you're completely wrong, then I will fight you on it. But I'm going to be ranking the Batmans, not the Batman villains, the Batmans, as you could tell. I have 7 of them on this list. There's no animated. Kevin Conroy did not make the cut. Will Arnett did not make the cut. Haven't seen those. I'm not much of an animated guy. But these are the 7 live action Batmans that have donned the cape and became the Caped Crusader. But with that being said, let's get into this list and let's dive right in. So the criteria for this list is pretty simple. I'm judging them on how they did as Batman, how I liked the movie. I'm not going to really judge them for the suit because that's really not on them. How they portrayed Bruce Wayne, how the movie did in general. Yeah, all that. So with that being said, coming in at number 7, obviously, and he's the most recent man to play Bruce Wayne, shockingly enough, George Clooney. Yes, George Clooney has played Bruce Wayne twice. Batman and Robin is a hysterically bad movie. Listen, I laugh at it every single time. Schwarzenegger was great, but George Clooney has said he was the worst Batman of all time and they killed the franchise. So at least he's self-aware. I will give him credit. And he also came back in The Flash in one of the most jaw-dropping moments of 2023 for me. So yeah, George Clooney gets the number 7 spot. Coming in at number 6, these last 2 might not shock you because some of these lists have these 2 at the bottom too, but I have a friend that thinks Val Kilmer is the 3rd best Batman of all time. So who knows with this. But that being said, number 6, Val Kilmer. Yeah, Batman Forever was not that good of a movie. Jim Carrey did good. Tommy Lee Jones was kind of weird. Val Kilmer was one and done with Batman. Heck, George Clooney came back to play him more times than Val Kilmer did. That was the beginning of the end of Batman until Batman Begins. So, yeah, Val Kilmer coming in at number 6. He just did not do it for me. Yeah, I just didn't care for Val Kilmer's Batman. Coming in at number 5, and this really might cause some debate because I've heard a lot of people like him. I just don't see it. Now, I will give him the benefit of the doubt. The movies he was in weren't exactly great. The director wasn't exactly great. But coming in at number 5, Ben Affleck. Yes, some people have said he's a great Batman. I don't see it. Batman, and again, this isn't his fault. They made him a serial killer in Batman vs. Superman. Martha! No. But I have to go with what's portrayed on the screen, and I just thought he was terrible. Batman vs. Superman was terrible. Zack Snyder Justice League cut was okay, but Ben Affleck just didn't do it for me. When they casted him, I was like, okay, maybe, because some people I've judged casting early, like we'll get to, and they were great. But Ben Affleck just did not do it for me. Batman vs. Superman was awful. Some of it wasn't his fault. But Ben Affleck, you're not in the bottom 2, but you are in the bottom 3. Coming in at number 4, R.I.P. Adam West. Where his Batman's pretty goofy. Yeah, he did voice himself at some points in animated Batman. Not that that counts. But I did enjoy Adam West for Batman. It was before my time, but the pow, punch, kick, all those. I have one of the VHSs from one of his Batmans. I can't remember if he's fighting the Penguin or the Joker, maybe both for all I know. But Adam West was a decent Batman. Definitely better than the other 3 because he's higher than them on my list. For the time, it was fine. There was little before they took superhero movies seriously. And yeah, Adam West coming in at number 4, and great guy on Family Guy. But that has nothing to do with this. But yes, Adam West, number 4. Coming in at number 3, Robert Pattinson. Now, I have no problem admitting, when Robert Pattinson was announced as the new Batman, I said, oh no, the Twilight guy? I said, what are we doing? And then I went to go see The Batman in 2022. Actually, it came out in March of 2022, and we're in March of 2024 now. So pretty much 2 years ago. I went in there, and I saw it, and I left the theater. I said, wow, Pattinson did really good. So that's why I try and be open about these castings, even if I'm not a big fan, because Robert Pattinson blew me away. His intro in The Batman, when he's walking up the steps, I thought he was great. He kept the eye makeup on, thought he was great. He's got a second movie coming out in 2025, I believe. Robert Pattinson did blow away my expectations, and The Batman was a really good movie, and I'm looking forward to see what Pattinson does next. I really would love for him to be the Batman in the DCEU, but we'll get to who I want. Yeah, Robert Pattinson, you're in the top 3, buddy. Maybe if we did this list down the line, you'd be higher. But number 3 for now. Coming in at number 2, this is where the debate will happen, I believe. And I understand. Coming in at number 2, Michael Keaton. Batman 89, Batman Returns, The Flash. Michael Keaton is a great Batman. There is no debating that. I understand if people have him at 1. I will not argue that. I can't argue it because I understand. But for me, it's just different reasons. I am not bashing Keaton at all. He's a great Batman. He saved the Flash movie, in my opinion. And if he were to come back and do some Batmans again, at 71, 72, whatever he is, I'd be all for it. I loved watching him for the first time on big screen, playing Batman and Bruce Wayne. He's great. There's no debating that. There's just one guy ahead of him, and we obviously know who it is. We'll get into why, but if you have Michael Keaton at number 1, you will have no arguments from me. I understand, but Michael Keaton, you're a great Batman, great actor, but you're coming in at number 2 on my list, bud. But I did enjoy your Batman. Coming in at number 1, we all know it, Christian Bale. The Dark Knight is my favorite movie ever, so of course he's going to be number 1 on this list. I think the Dark Knight trilogy is one of the best superhero trilogies, if not the best ever. And we owe it to Christopher Nolan, but Christian Bale also played a major part. His voice, his fighting scenes, the plot. It's like I said, Dark Knight is my favorite movie of all time. You will not change that on me. And like I said, I love Michael Keaton's Batman. It's great. But Christian Bale, with The Dark Knight being my favorite movie, I love The Dark Knight Rises. Batman Begins is pretty good. I'm not gonna say it's great, but The Dark Knight that made Christian Bale, in my opinion. And yes, I firmly believe Christian Bale is number 1. If you have different opinions, comment below. I would love to hear them. But Christian Bale, you get the number 1 spot on this list. And rightfully so, in my opinion. Now, I did say I would mention who I would want to play the new Batman in the DCEU, in the Gunn universe. If it can't be Pattinson, I would love it to be Pattinson. But if I had to pick, and Pattinson's not coming, which doesn't look like he's coming, folks. His name has been going around. And I can't say I would have ever predicted it, but I want it. Alan Ritchson. He was in Fast 10. He's in a bunch of other things. But most importantly, he is Thad Castle from Blue Mountain State. He's 41, I believe. Old enough to have a teenage son for the Brave and Bold. He's jacked. I think he would be a great Batman. And apparently he looks like Batman did in the comics. I can't confirm that, but I did hear that. So yeah, let's go with Alan Ritchson for Batman. And if a little Thad Castle bleeds into that, well, so be it. I don't think any Blue Mountain State fan would be upset. But thank you for joining me on my Batman rankings list. Comment below what you think, who you got where, who you want to be the new Batman. And by the time this video comes out, I will either be a day away from 28 years old, or I will be 28 years old. So Happy birthday to me. The big 2-8. I'm getting old, folks. I'm just kidding. But yes. Thank you for joining me again. With that being said, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. I got a fun video coming out for you, folks. I'm not going to spoil it, but I think it should be funny. But yes. With that being said, I am Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and we will see you in the next one. Later.